Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Here's a headline from Crypto Daily. Ripple's David Schwartz discusses the low adoption rate on XRP this year. And I take a little bit of issue with that because it depends on what you're talking about here. I mean, if you're talking about banks specifically utilizing XRP or holding XRP, that's one thing. But if you're talking about actual adoption of XRP in a broader sense, that's been ramping up, as I will prove to you in this video. So, interesting stuff to talk about. Before we go any further, if you would please, ever so delicately tap the like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. And also, I recommend that you treat yourself, girl, by subscribing to the Moon Lambeau channel, because it is the best channel on all of the YouTubes, and that is a fact. You can't even dispute that. All right, let's dive in right here. The XRP token. Oh wait, actually that's not where I wanted to jump in. Here we go. The XRP token from the San Francisco-based blockchain consortium Ripple, which is like, by the way, that's like a nonsensical made-up sentence that consortium? It's a company, and it's not from Ripple. But anyway, I'm just going to read it. It is considered by many to be the best well-established cryptocurrency for banking institutions, especially when it comes to cross-border omittance services. They mean remittance, but hey, you know, this is crypto media. There's a bunch of C students typing up this crap. They don't check their work. So there we go. Omittance services. The token seems to excel. Now, despite this, banks and many financial institutions all over the world have been skeptical on adopting the token, and as a result, it hasn't performed well over the course of 2020. I think that has nothing to do with how it's performing, and when they say performing, I'm assuming that they're talking about in terms of a price action. Yeah, it's pretty damn clear to me XRP is just following the price action of Bitcoin, as is every single other altcoin on the planet. It's not going to break up parabolically all on its own. This is a very immature market. It's rather nascent. So, like, don't overcomplicate this. Like, people are not... In fact, I think that, people that are invested in XRP, I think, by and large, pretty well do their research. And there are so many that are ridiculously long and understand that it's going to take a whole, frankly, very long time to build out this whole ecosystem. And so it's not going to happen as quickly as we'd like. But so what? Let's not be little babies about it. It is actually, think about it. We're not even the ones that have to do the heavy lifting. All we have to do is hold. Thankfully, others are actually building out the ecosystem. Like, it's going to be okay here. But anyway, by this year, early investors in the asset were expecting to see a massive adoption, and as a result, the value of the token would skyrocket. But unfortunately, that didn't come to light. Yeah, I don't know when cryptocurrencies are going to be judged on their own merits independently, because they're all coupled to Bitcoin now, but probably not anytime soon, because there's not even an indication that's going to happen. And so all the great news that we've seen, all the genuine adoption and dozens of customers utilizing on-demand liquidity today, which uses XRP as a bridge currency, despite all of that, it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't affect the market in such a way that it's going to result in parabolic price activity. So the assumption that this specific news doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, new institutional investors that are getting further involved in industry seem to be overlooking the token as well, and the fact that so many banks are not willing to integrate the asset to the system as a bridging service says a lot. It doesn't say a lot about the usefulness of XRP. So what do you mean by that? It says a lot in terms of there's a lack of regulatory clarity, and it also speaks to the truth that markets are rather illiquid, right? Because you have to have a sufficient blend of price and liquidity in order to make these transactions possible on a certain scale, and there just isn't much liquidity. There really isn't. That's why I'm saying, like, Ripple only has so much power. Now, they did make a move recently to increase the adoption of on-demand liquidity, and that was by offering a line of credit to customers, which I've talked about in recent videos. And that is a good, but that's about all they can do. It's not you can't make people invest into the world of crypto, though. And so that's why the whole thing is, since people are going to speculate on crypto anyway, it's like, well, why don't we use this as a bridging currency? Like, that's the idea they had, because XRP wasn't created with that in mind. It was just created to be a better version of Bitcoin. And they're like, hey, maybe we could find something to do with this. I kid you not, and that's not a critique. That's just an observation of what actually happened. And David Schwartz has acknowledged as much. which I think is kind of a cool story. They're like, yeah, let's just make this better version of Bitcoin and then we'll find something to do with it. And they did. They freaking did. They came up with a real solution here. And so people are just purely speculating anyway. You might as well tap into that liquidity. And that's the whole idea. But you can't make people speculate more, right? It doesn't work like that. It's like that line from Super Troopers, something along the lines of like, I can't pull over, officer, I'm already pulled over, or something like, I can't pull over anymore. Well, you can't make them you can't make more people just magically jump in and speculate even more. That is not how this works. But anyway, the chief technical officer of the company, David Schwartz, has said that the disappointing adoption rate is due to a number of different obstacles in the way. He highlighted this with the Ripple community, indicating a low forecast of performance for the token over the course of next year, as well as this one. And here's a quote. I think there are a combination of obstacles: regulatory uncertainty, last mile problems, fear of reprisals from existing partners. Yeah, and so that's in terms of specifically those types of financial institutions utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. But that doesn't speak to the general increasing adoption of XRP, which I will be highlighting in this video. But anyway, the piece continues. On top of this, the chief technical officer went on to say that the best customers for Ripple are still waiting for financial institutions to bring in remittance customers, which is also having an impact on the adoption rate. Here's another quote. Another big thing is the very best customers are the ones that are going to use bridge assets to build new products. They are heavily motivated to see projects to completion and will push the benefits all the way down to customers. So, look, to me, all of this is going to come in good time. Just be patient here. And let me highlight this. So this is ledger.exposed, and you can see as I'm recording this, there are 2,160,582 XRP accounts. It was within the last, I can't remember exactly when, but within the last couple months or so that we broke that 2 million account mark. That's amazing. In such a short period of time, we got another 160,000 freaking accounts here. And I came across this, sorry, one sec. My dog distracted me. I came across this piece. This was on Reddit, not a piece. I'm sorry, I really got distracted by my dog. She's cool, though. This is from Reddit.com. This is something that somebody typed up. XRP Ledger surpassed 1.5 million accounts. And this was dated. Where's the date on this? One year. I think it was. I want to say it was February. Yeah, there we go. February 7th, 2019. So think about that. In the last roughly year and a half, a little bit more than that, we went from 1.5 million accounts to 2,160,000 accounts, with about 160,000 of those within the last 2 months or so. So the rate of account creation and adoption is actually increasing, despite what you're seeing here. And then you've got take a look at this too. This is just a little interesting tidbit here. XRPL charts. I just came across this in my news feed here. XRP burned in the last 24 hours. I'm just going to round it, but 415 burned. So, and I'm sure most of you know, unless you're brand new, which is perfectly fine. We all got to start somewhere. With every single XRP transaction, a little baby boo bit of it is burnt. It's incredibly small. I can't remember if it's like a drop or 12 drops or something. It's like a ridiculously small amount. And with a drop being, of course, the smallest unit of an XRP, because XRP is divisible by 1 million. So there are 1 million little pieces of XRP that make up each individual XRP. So almost nothing, but still 415 in 24 hours. The total amount burned since the inception of the XRP ledger, 9,141,472 XRP. So millions of dollars worth of XRP, but it's really not that much, which is why people have asked, how long would it take at this pace to just have all the XRP burnt, just out of existence? And really, even with major global adoption, some people that are better at numbers than me and math, they've calculated, even with massive global adoption, it could just take thousands of years, frankly, because it's barely any that's burnt here. And another thing that's interesting in terms of supply, and it's worth crunching here. So at this point, back to this Reddit piece here, 1.5 million accounts. Okay, and so that means 30 million XRP is effectively disabled from circulation, right? That was a question right there. And so it's an interesting way of looking at that, because what they're talking about there is with each XRP account activation, there's a 20 XRP reserve that is stuck there forever. Well, I say forever unless there's an amendment changed, proposed that gets passed that would change what the reserve is, which frankly probably will happen at some point. Pulling from memory here, I think the reserve used to be, to start an account, I think it used to be like 300, but that's when XRP was worth way, way, way less. So I apologize if that's not the right number, but the point is it was like, I don't know if it's 5. I'm pretty sure it was 300. It could have been 500, but hundreds and hundreds of XRP needed to be held. And you could think, oh my gosh, that would be crazy expensive to create an account today if you had to stake that much. I mean, even at close to 25 cents, you're talking about $75 just to start a freaking account, and then it's locked up. Yeah, but again, it was worth substantially less back then, so it wasn't really much at all. And so I think that this is going to continue to be adjusted as the market rate of XRP increases over time. But think about that. So millions, tens of millions of XRP today out of circulation as a result of that. It's just locked up in these accounts. So as more accounts are created, you're just going to see even more of that, which I don't know. I think it's pretty cool stuff here. So all good things in time, my friends. I do not become a sad panda because of fear, uncertainty, and doubt articles. So everything's gonna be okay. But that is it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.